Hang on. I gotta hang my Canadian flag.
Oh, yes, very important. Just in case anyone forgot where you were from.
Yeah, just in case. There's a reason for that, but we won't cover it right now.
um, Mate, this is awesome. So, other than Canada, where are you at the moment?
Oh man, I'm frozen in Toronto, Ontario. We're in the midst of it's like February the 18th today. So I keep waiting for a little bit of warmth to come, but it hasn't. You know what I'm saying? I've been in Long John since I don't know, second week of December. My son-in-law's been in them way longer than me. Yeah, it's been one of those. We're having one of those 25-year winters, they say.
Oh,
Super cold. It's like every day. Like today's base is like minus 15 with wind chill. It's like minus 25. So you
oh,
step outside for like 10 minutes and everything just freezes.
yeah.
Nothing, nothing you can do.
Meanwhile, I'm talking to you from the Brisbane subtropic, like subtropical Brisbane, drinking cold brew coffee because it's too hot to drink anything hot. Gotta
No, I
love it.
know. As soon as I seen who I was talking to today, and I knew that right away. I've got a good friend that lives up there now, Stephen Palmer. He's been there for a little while now, so he knows all about living in the subtropics now. And I'm like, man, I could use about maybe 2 weeks of that.
Yeah, yeah. Don't worry. We'll hopefully figure it out soon. We'll get sacrificed down here soon. That'd be nice.
Yeah,
Um,
I figure we're due.
I realized I had to like hammer out these questions very quickly, so they're not in any kind of order. So we'll start with. So I've been listening to Volume Six. The album artwork is quite striking. That I understand you got Todd Kowalski from Propaganda.
Yes, that's
Who
correct. Yes.
are just one of those band names I've never actually said out loud. What brief or concept did you give him going into this?
Uh, for on our part, not so much. We didn't really have any preconceived idea. With Todd, because considering how long he's known us and stuff, we kind of gift wrapped all the songs and put the album in a nice little package for him and said, "Here," sent it to him. And with Kowalski being such a huge fan as he is, and I mean huge,
Yeah,
him and fucking Todd. I mean, those guys have loved us from day one. Especially all those trips out west back in the late '90s, late '80s, and stuff. So yeah, we gave it to him. He gift wrapped it. He said he sat there and listened to it 5 million times, and this is all this stuff came to him, and he goes, and then it's just brush and his mind working, and that's what he came up with. You know what I'm saying, Tom? Like I seen it last summer, and I knew about him having it. And when they told me he had it, and he was going to do the album cover, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be great," because
yeah,
he did the artwork for the single back in '09, '10, and between that, the way he did the COC conversion with the Rush one, and he painted it, I was like, fuck, man, it's some striking shit. And then you'd be able to combine both and mix both bands together, and we did the covers together, and it was a perfect match. So yeah, this time around, Rob gave it to him and said, here you go. That's what he
uh,
spit out to us. So, in regards to it being a concept, I couldn't actually say that. I think with the songs that we gave him and the way we gave it to him, the way we laid it out, the way we recorded this album, it was kind of yeah. We let his brain and his and whatever was in here come
yeah,
to the surface. Kind of like the same shit we do when we write songs. Same
yeah.
stuff. The same instinct, right?
Yeah. Uh, I was listening to the new album, then went back and listened to the one of your original '80s albums. The name of it escapes me, but it blew my mind that other than production standard, like this new album sounds like it could have been ripped straight from 1986, and there's something kind of comforting about the thrash sound, isn't it? Like it's I don't know. Do you think it's tradition, or do you think it's just maybe you guys just hit upon something in the 80s that just it felt like it was perfect the way it is, and it didn't really need to be changed. I mean, what do you feel about that? How do you feel about the thrash label first?
Yeah, no, I'm still happy to be in the genre, still happy to be, representing and being one of the original bands. It's like Rob said, we're like one of the few that are just the last four guys left standing.
Ah,
Otherwise, everybody's got a new guy here, new guy there. I get that, but I mean, I don't chagrin it myself. For us, yeah, it's been yeah, the perfect marriage for all that stuff. Everything's come to the come to the surface with us in regards to writing stuff and putting together this record. Yeah, it was fantastic.
do you find that your as your fan base gets older, do you find that the circle pits are slowing down?
Yeah, yeah, well, not really. I mean, for us, it's always been, yeah, it's been consistent, in regards to the places, like the places we played the last, I'd say 15 years. It's been kind of eye-opening. We got to play Japan a few times, got to play Europe a couple times. So for us, it was, yeah, it was par for the course, as opposed to spending a lot of time writing stuff. We were just bouncing around and playing shows. I was happy with that. Every time we did, we got to go to a new place, smell a new place, and I loved it. So it's like I say, Tom, but it's par for the course. Like we've been on this little journey for the last 16 years since Condemned, and I was pleased as punch that everybody loved it, and what it's done is it's gotten guys like you to go back, listen to the catalog, uh, punch it up and going, shit, man, this happened in 85, 86, 87,
Wow, didn't that?
1990, and then they go back to 93, and then they race right back to even the 2009 album, and they're listening to that, and then they get the opportunity to put on the new one. And for me, uh, I already knew what we had, man. I'm
Yeah.
going to tell you straight out of the gate. I already knew. I knew 7 years ago when we wrote the first two, and it just kept getting better and better. But for our sake, it was, do we have a full record or we have an EP?
Mm.
4 years ago, 5 years ago, we had an EP. Going into the end of 22 into 23, we had more of an album shaping up, and he had about three songs that we were yet to finish and polish, and then he came to me. I said, "Yeah, okay, let's do those." And he fell in love with a song that I had demoed back in 2020,
Hmm.
which was "Explode."
Nice. So, what can you going like winding back the clock way back to the mid and early 80s? What can you tell me about the scene that Sacrifice was born in?
Oh, oh, it was young, it was fresh. Man, it was so new. I mean, every time we got a chance to play, it was something. I mean, I didn't know that was going to be epic, but it just turned out that way. Uh, Man, I rolled into a scene that I had very little knowledge of. I was going to go see Metallica in January or February. Yeah, January of 1985. Couldn't get in. Couldn't buy a ticket. So I went home discouraged. And some guy gave me a ticket to go see the band I play for play at the end of March. And I just like I was going to shows, I was smelling and seeing new things. I was enjoying this new thrash metal that I was getting my hands on. And I mean, Ride the Lightning was massive for me. Like, I walked into that album as a 16, 17-year old, and I couldn't believe what was coming. And then Slayer came along. I heard Show No Mercy. I couldn't believe that. All this stuff was brand new for us. So
Mhm.
what did we do? We all got together, or I got to see them play, and I was lucky enough to see that. Yeah, there's this brand new metal scene that was just starting to pop up and bubble up in Toronto, just like it was happening in New York, L.A., going across, playing out in Germany and Europe and stuff, and shit, man. I mean, that Venom video way back in '84, man, that had a lot of resonance for me, and was for amongst a lot of guys my age. And then the scene just started to happen and bubbling, and then this brand new scene just became I think once we opened up for Slayer in '86, that's when I fucking knew that. Yeah, we were on to something that was
Yeah.
unique, special, and we were headed in the right direction. Because when I got to see Rain in Blood, man, I'm telling you, that changed. I mean, that Exodus in '85, Snow White in '85. I mean, Razor multiple times in '85
Mm.
changed us. That was the start of what it is today. Like today, it was like, I mean, nothing compared to like I've experienced. Today, it's
Mm.
like I can't believe how big thrash and metal is in general around the world. I
Yeah.
think the festivals speak volumes for those. Eh?
Well, it's interesting that we'll put a pin in Slayer because I want to come back to that. That was actually one of my questions. But it's interesting what you're saying about the strength of metal. Australia has had a really bad run of festivals getting cancelled just due to inflation and how much it costs to come here and stuff. You know,
Oh
the
yeah,
one genre that has survived, the several festivals that have survived have all been metal.
yes.
All of
Oh,
them.
and I think it partly is because we don't charge a fortune. It's easy to house a metal band. What do they need? Drums, amps, plates. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like the big tours and shit. Like like you gotta house 100 people and big fucking units, stuff like that. We don't have that in our genre. We don't have that. We
Mm.
can go to places like Belgium and you could see tons of metal bands everywhere, all coming in one place. And then next thing you know, we get a chance to play. And I'm setting up going, I don't think anybody's going to watch us play, man. And then we finish playing, and then I look at the pictures. I'm like, yeah, those fucking guys are all waiting. They're waiting for us to come. They're waiting for us to come back. They're waiting for us to do something that's epic. But I mean, between me and you, Tom, I was more interested in getting the new album done and getting some fresh shit in people's hands because I've had it for seven
Mm.
years plus. Well, since like Rob said, 2017. I've had
Mm.
it here, I've had it up here. It's one thing to have it there and then not, be able to finally lay it down and give it to guys like yourself and watch it go around the world. And man, it's been
Yeah.
just humbling for me. I'm getting up there, so it's the little things that are starting to make a huge difference now. Eh?
I imagine it's nice to know that people still give a shit after all
Yeah,
these
it's
years.
beautiful. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it, man. It's fucking great because every place I've played, every time we set up and we get to lay it down, it's like there they are, man, waiting. And
Yeah.
I've been told that for years, man. Just if you guys come, they'll show up, no problem. We've been lucky, yeah. It's been a beautiful run. We could still have careers outside of the band and work for a living and still be able to do this. So not a lot of fucking guys can do that, eh?
Yeah. So, yeah, as you were saying, sacrifice open for Slayer on the Rain and Blood tour. Now, look, obviously uh, you couldn't see the future. Obviously, no one can. But I mean,
No,
was there
no.
any indication at the time that that album would go on to be considered, this just genre defining classic that it is now? Was there anything kind of different that you felt at the time that just kind of gave you that inkling?
Not really, not really. I was just happy to be being a musician, just playing
Mm.
drums, playing in a band that was recording records. So what that fueled the fact that I got to play live. Uh, it fueled the fact I could write more songs. It was always about going back and trying to improve the studio experience because that for me then was daunting.
Mm.
You always had the little light that went on as soon as okay, we're rolling, and the
Yeah.
light would come on, and that was a lot of pressure. I remember that. As today, it's vastly different. But I mean, not for the way we did V6. It was let's let's do it au natural.
Yeah. I it's funny. I don't know if you're married, but I'm sure you have stories that you'll tell in your people around you will be like, oh God, he's going to tell this story again. Well, somewhere my wife can hear this and she's like, oh my God, he's about to tell the Slayer story again. I saw them on their farewell tour in Brisbane, Australia, obviously in 2019 at an
Yeah.
outdoor area. It was a stage called River Stage, which is set in the Brisbane Botanical Gardens. So it's open air. And I shit you not, I was front row, right in front of Tom Araya. Almost lost my eyebrows during Hell Awaits. It was the perfect set. What made it even more perfect, though, I shit you not, boom, boom, boom. They start the drums, raining blood,
Yes.
and it starts raining.
Yes. Oh, really? You were outside, like
and we're
right,
all
like
just like,
perfectly.
yes.
Yeah, I know. I got to see that. Like, fuck, man. People don't realize when I was standing in the concert hall and gotten to see them play. Like, here I am. It's my 19th birthday that weekend. Me and Joe. Joe just turned 20. I turned 19. And it's just like your story. It started raining. For me, I just finished fucking opening up for Slayer at the concert hall. My first time playing there. That was like a huge badge. And we had a great summer. We were touring around the U.S. and playing shows and stuff, and doing stuff for Torment and stuff, and writing. We were writing Forward Determination then. So all that stuff came to a head that winter, and yeah, got to watch Dave play, man. Like, if I got to watch that 30 minutes, I'm telling you, it was something else. And that's all they play. They opened that up, and then they went into the rest of the catalog that was, still fresh. Haunting the Chapel and Show No Mercy. They're pulling all kinds of stuff off of that stuff. But I'm telling you, man, they started like from the beginning to the end, and they played the whole thing straight through. And I was like, shit, the fuck you gonna how are you gonna match that, man? And then I was 86, so I spent the next 87, 88, 89, 90. We record Soldiers, and fucking at that point, like, I worked on my game really hard going right into playing Soldiers. So yeah, that certain guys in this genre have motivated me big time in regards to how I played, watched them closely, and they've kind of filtered themselves down through my own body and my own technique in playing this music. So you can't. I'm telling you, man, you can't fucking beat it if you get to see it, because I know even when you see Slayer play it today and how fucking good they are. They have never changed, man. They were. I mean, I seen that tour in 18 when Behemoth opened up. Anthrax were playing with them. It was their last run, and I got to watch them play it. I was like, fuck, man. And they were playing it really, really good and playing it perfect. I was like, shit.
Yeah.
And this is it. You're never gonna see it again. But I mean, at least I got to see it at different times. Probably in the most pinnacle times. It's like when it's like today, all of a sudden, Pantera's Vulgar Display of Power came on. And I was out of music in 92 when I went to see that show. And I was still at the same place that I played at Masonic Temple when I played all those shows in Toronto. And I got to watch Pantera play that night. And I got to watch them with my own fucking eyes, and it was for me. It was epic. I was out of music. I hadn't played in 2 years at that point, and then I watched I watched Vinny play, and I was like, oh, fuck it, man, I'm never gonna play it again. I just hung them up. Yeah, I literally put them down. I played the following summer, and I set them up, played them, and packed them back up, and I never touched them again until my old man came up in 2001. That's when I started touching them again, and it all came back to me after. Now that's like almost 25 years, 26 years, right? Since I've been back playing again.
Yeah. Pantera ruined my life in the best way possible. It was 1995. I was 10 years old. Sorry, I know I'm very young.
Yeah,
but yeah, man, I heard Primal Concrete Sledge, and I was just fucking
right?
What is this guitar? I'd never heard that chug playing. That amazing kick drum pattern. The Vinny's doing with his feet. I'm like, what is going on? Yeah.
brilliant. But I mean, see, you got hooked on the same shit that bit me way back in '84 when
Yeah.
I heard "Fight Fire with Fire." I heard that, I was like, "Fuck, man, this is man, I'm gonna try everything." And Lars plays thrash in its specific way. Only Lars can play it. And me, Dave, Tom, we all play it. I play closer to the way Tom plays than so much as Dave does. Dave is just fuck, man. He's that guy can do 100 220 beats a minute, but just non-stop,
Yeah.
just playing without it, without ever taking a break. It seems like he never hits a crash cymbal, nothing. I'm like, how the fuck you do that, man? My balls are starting to scream for, please help me and hit a crash cymbal, please.
It doesn't help that he is the nicest guy on the planet. I got to interview him, and he was just the most
Oh,
humble, good
all
natured.
those guys are fucking great fucking dudes, man. This I know by
Mm.
seeing him in all the interviews, and I mean he's I've seen him quite a few times now. Last time I seen him was Testament, Death Angel, and fuck, who else was playing? Oh, Access were playing. Yeah, they came up and they did a show here in London.
Mhm.
So Dave was on drums for Testament that night. I was like, fuck, I got to see Tom. I got to see him again. And Will play for Death Angel. Mind you, they were fucking smoking that night. I couldn't believe how good they were. Just killer, man. It blew me away.
Funnily
But
enough,
yeah,
yeah, those kick
you know,
drums. So,
yeah,
yeah.
all those guys, man. They got great feet, eh? Amazing feet.
It's funny. Mike Patton is obviously a big fan of how Lombardo plays because when I saw him with them all with Mr. Bungle, and I don't know if
Yes.
you're tracking the current lineup, like you've got Scott E and Dave Lombardo, like it is proper pedigree up there. Mike had two
Absolutely.
microphones that he was taking turns singing with, and when Lombardo was just going on the feet, he gets both mics and he sticks them in his bass drums.
Just to make sure everybody can hear him.
Yeah, it was fucking
Oh,
great.
I bet.
But
Yeah.
I,
It's
I guess
been lucky to fucking see all that shit, eh? Honestly. I mean, you know, because you've seen it with your own eyes.
I was so spoiled. I'm looking at this going, this is fucking pinch me. Like this is perfect. Melvin's open form. Like, and they
Oh,
came
I
out
know.
and did Phantomus at the end, and it was just, oh, stop it. Um, Gus, look, lastly, every Canadian that I've met has been pleasant, and obviously you're no exception. What are some Canadian cliches that you know, and how accurate are
Yeah, I'd have to say there's a few. How's it going, eh?
they? Yeah. Hey, bud.
Yeah,
Hey, bud.
yeah. Love to drink our beer. Uh, Fuck, man, I smoked for fucking all my early years with those guys. So we love our fucking beer and smokes. I know that when we were kids. Watts never smoked. I did. Rob did. Joe did. And now we're fucking we're up in age, and I haven't I quit when I was 34. So I managed to get off the cigarettes by then. And now you look after yourself a little bit better and all that stuff. But yeah, it. I guess it's nice getting old, right? And
Yeah,
being able to fucking still be able to do what you do.
it's
And
a privilege. Yeah.
yeah, well, some guys get that chance, some guys don't.
Mhm.
I know we have. It's been a nice run. It's been a really good carry into like this year, and I've been waiting fucking a long time to give people new music, and it. I can I knew last year, man, with all the barbecuing and cranking it in the backyard, going, man, I'm hearing something that people are gonna fucking love, man. I just know it. And I said, watch when it gets out there. It's gonna create a bit of a buzz, and it's starting to resonate that way around the world. You know what I'm saying, Tom? Like we're finally, I think, not that we haven't been known, but I think this album is really gonna wake up. The old guys my age, they already know about us. It's the younger guys. So as I'm doing interviews for guys in their 20s and finding that metal generation of thrashers that are in their their 20s and their early teens. Those
Mm.
are the guys that I wanted to say, okay, they're going to go back, listen to the catalog, fall in love with it. But I know they're on the fence about shit because you gotta put it up on Spotify. They gotta hear it. They gotta fall in love with it. But I mean, between me and you, I already know that some of the best things about metalheads is they're all collectors because you create a sheet of music that they fucking love, man. What do they want to have? They want to
Mm.
have it in their possession. They want to be able to flick it in their CD player, flip it
Mm.
on their phones, put it on a fucking turntable and drop a needle. That's the best thing, and I can't believe at this point how many albums and we're actually pressing. And when I see our albums going around, it's like guys are not showing me CDs. They're showing me the vinyl because they love the format. I've yet to spoil myself with any of the old pressings, and I keep hearing how great they are. But I think with this album, I'm definitely going to make the jump and get myself a turntable and get myself a needle so I can drop this. I can't wait to do that, man. I want to do that so bad.
I
And
love.
everybody keeps telling me that it sounds great in vinyl. So I want to get away from digital, if you know what I'm saying. But I mean, I'm not
Yeah,
going to complain. I'm not going to complain about any formats coming my way this week.
I love it. Gus, thank you very much for your time today, man. This has been rad.
Tom,
And
it's been an absolute pleasure as always, man.
easy, man. Look, be good to yourself, and I've no doubt
I
I'll
will.
catch you on the next run. Hope,
Okay. Take it
see
easy,
you, mate.
Tom.